Senator Patterson.
Thank you, Mr President. My question is to the Minister for Defence, Senator Reynolds. Can the Minister update the Senate on the steps the government is taking to protect Australians against cybercrime?
The Minister for Defence, Senator Reynolds.
Thank you very much, Mr President, and I thank Senator Patterson for that question, and I also thank him for his enduring support for our nation's security. Malicious cyber activity is increasing in our nation in its frequency, in its scale and also in its sophistication. In the last financial year alone, the Australian Cyber Security Centre had over 60,000 reported cases of cybercrime. Today, there's over 2 million small to medium businesses here in Australia. Their cyber resilience is absolutely critical to our post-COVID-19 recovery. And that's why today I launched a new national cyber security campaign for small businesses. This new campaign will empower Australians to take responsibility for their online security. Led by the Australian Cyber Security Centre, it will provide regular, easy-to-follow advice for all Australians on how to protect themselves. The campaign will particularly target the major cybersecurity threats that face Australian businesses, and that starts with the first publications on ransomware. This campaign will be as agile as the cyber criminals that we seek to defeat. This government has made an unprecedented investment in our nation's cyber security. This includes a $1.67 billion announcement by the Prime Minister through the National Cyber Security Strategy. It also includes a $15 billion investment in enhanced cyber and information warfare capabilities for the Australian Defence Force and the Australian Signals Directorate. But cyber security is a shared responsibility for all Australians, and I urge all Australians to go to cyber.gov.au for tips on how to act now, how to stay secure and how to protect themselves and their families online.
Senator Patterson, a supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President, and thank you, Minister. Can you advise the Senate of how the government is supporting Australian small business owners against ransomware attacks?
Senator Reynolds.
Thank you very much, Mr President, and I also thank the Senator for his question. Australians need to be aware that it is not just large businesses that are being targeted by cyber criminals. Small and medium enterprises are also being targeted. Ransomware attacks now pose the highest cyber security threat to Australian small businesses. Over the last 12 months, the Australian Cyber Security Centre has seen a 50% increase in ransomware attacks. This week, the government, through the Australian Cyber Security Centre, has launched 2 new guides on ransomware. These guides provide very practical and easily implementable advice for Australian businesses. They advise how to protect themselves, how to respond if they are subject to a ransomware attack, and also how to recover from these attacks. I urge all Australian businesses to visit cyber.gov.au to download
Senator
these
Reynolds.
guides.
Senator Patterson, a final supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr President. Can the Minister provide an update on how the government is using its offensive cyber capability to protect Australians from cybercrime during COVID-19?
Senator Reynolds.
Thank you very much, Mr President, and again, thank you very much, Senator, for that question. Globally, malicious cyber actors are taking advantage, quite shamelessly and cruelly, of the COVID-19 pandemic. This government has continued to strike back against highly organised and highly sophisticated foreign cyber criminals. We've done this through an offensive operation led by the Australian Signals Directorate. The Australian Signals Directorate has collaborated with the Australian Criminal Intelligence Commission and also the Australian Federal Police, using its offensive cyber capabilities to attack cyber criminals' tools and to disrupt their business models. These criminals are simply ruthless, and they are attacking Australian and targeting Australians by tricking victims into downloading advanced criminal malware onto their mobile devices. This ASD-led operation has protected hundreds, if not thousands, of Australians
Senator Reynolds,
from
time for the
these
answer
crimes.
has expired.